Hi everyone, I'm Susannah. Welcome to another practice. Today we're going to be working, excuse me, we're going to be working towards Bakasana, which is crow pose, sometimes called crane pose. And it's kind of like a gateway arm balance to the rest of the arm balances. It's very often what people find to be the easiest arm balance to access because it's a lot about just shifting your weight and not as much about strength as you might think it is. It is a little bit about strength, and we'll do some building of that. But we're going to demystify it a little bit so you feel comfortable practicing it at home or in class next time it's offered. So the one prop you're going to want to have, aside from other things that you might use in your practice, is a block. We're going to use this as a little perch, and we're also going to start with this. So we're going to do just a couple little things like yoga drills, and there will be a little vinyasa as well. But this isn't necessarily like an all-around vinyasa class. Like a lot of the other classes are. So we're focusing on Bakasana, and we're going to get started. So grab your block. You don't have to sit cross-legged. You can sit on your shins if that's more comfortable for you. But I just want us to get used to the action of extending the arm bones forward while the shoulder blades move around the sides of the body. So bring the block between both of your hands and reach your arms out. And now I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other so that you feel your arm bones moving back towards you. So the block is moving towards the chest. So this is the opposite of what we're going to be doing for Bakasana. So now after this, I want you to press the block away from you. So you feel like the upper back is rounding a little bit. You're pressing the block towards whatever's in front of you. Again, squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. Feel that action. And now as you exhale, press the block away from your chest and feel the shoulder blades broaden apart away from each other. Stay here for a moment and press into the hands. So the hands are very important, obviously, in any arm balance, any hand balance. And so we're just getting used to sort of putting some effort into the hands and putting some effort into the arms that way. So you feel the shoulder blades moving away from each other. You feel the shoulder blades moving away from the spine. And you feel the space behind the heart starting to round out a little bit, okay? Great. Now just put this off to the side and come onto your hands and your knees into tabletop position. A few rounds of cat and cow just to sort of access more mobility in the upper back. So as you inhale, arch the spine up and look up. As you exhale, round the spine, really concentrate on pressing the floor away and tuck the chin to the chest. Drop the belly, inhale, arch the spine up, look up. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin to the chest, really press the ground away. Drop the belly, inhale, arch the spine up, look up. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin to the chest, press the ground away, and now stay here. Bring your awareness into your hands and notice where most of the effort in the hands is. For most of us, it's going to be in the heel of the hand towards the wrist. So press all the way between the thumb and the index finger and grip the mat with your fingertips a little bit, like you're trying to hold on to the mat. So you have a suctioning feeling in the center of the palm as you do this. And press the floor away even more. Feel your belly rising in and up, Uddiyana Bandha. And it's almost like you're trying to draw your belly all the way to the spine. So this hollowed out core feeling is something we're going to come back to over and over. And it's something that's very helpful with Bakasana. One more round. Inhale, arch the spine up, look up. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin to the chest. Come to a flat back, inhale. Tuck your toes under, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths now in down dog to move around whatever way you want. So you're just starting to open the body. We're going to work on strengthening the glutes and the hamstrings a little bit so that we can more easily draw our heels towards our seat once the feet are off the ground. But for now, just concentrate on lengthening the backs of the legs, breathing some space into the body, especially if this is the first time you've been in a position like this today. Walk your hands to the back of the mat, really easy forward fold at the back of the mat, Uttanasana. Feet are hips distance apart. It's about 2 fists if you want to measure. And then bend your knees a lot. So this isn't about straightening your legs and pressing the knees back to get as much space in the hamstrings as possible. This is just about releasing any tension that may be in the low back, any tension in the outer hips. And you just start to, let the rest of the day fall away from you so that you can be here. So even as we work hard, the mind gets a little bit of a rest because it's not running all over the place. And then when you're ready, bring your hands back down to the mat and walk yourself back to downward facing dog. Again, in down dog, just like you did in cow pose, or cat pose rather, spread the fingers really wide, press the floor away from you, and now grip the mat with the fingertips a little bit. So you press the pads of the fingertips into the ground a little bit more. As you inhale, come forward to plank. As you exhale from your low belly, lift the hips back and up, downward facing dog. Just warming up the shoulders, creating some core strength here. Inhale, forward to plank, press the floor away, draw the low belly in. Exhale, hips back and up, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Stay here. If this is too much, you can bring your knees to the ground, so you're in a modified plank. Otherwise, just stay in high plank. And again, press the ground away so that your upper back starts to press towards the ceiling. Imagine that my hand is above your heart, above the back of the heart, and feel for pressing the back of the upper back between the shoulder blades into my hand. So you really feel like you're pressing the ground away from you instead of just letting your hands rest on the mat. One more inhale here. Downward facing dog, exhale. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, the knees to the floor. So modified plank, and we're gonna work on chaturanga with the arms. This is because this is the arm shape for Bakasana, and so we wanna make sure that we're very solid. So you shift the weight forward a little bit. As you exhale, lower about halfway, so you have a 90-degree angle between the forearm and the upper arm, and then press the ground away. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, press up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, press up. And now inhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Exhale, bring your forearms to the mat for Sphinx Pose. So your elbows are underneath your shoulders, hands on the floor or the mat, spread the fingers wide and grip the floor a little bit with the fingertips. So as you inhale, you're gonna isometrically drag your elbows to your waist and lift the heart up. Keeping the knees down, as you exhale, from the upper ribs, knit the upper ribs together, lower ribs together, lift the belly, lift the hips. So you're rounded in the upper back. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the thighs, lower the hips, lower the belly, lift the chest. Inhale. Exhale, draw the upper ribs in, mid ribs, low belly, lift the hips. Inhale. Exhale, lower the thighs, lower the hips, lower the belly, lift the chest. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale here. Exhale, hands under your shoulders, press back, wide-kneed child's pose. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale onto your hands and your knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, knees to the ground, just like we did before. Inhale, lower halfway. Exhale, press up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press up. Inhale, lower all the way down. Exhale, forearms to the ground, Sphinx Pose. Inhale here, remember to grip the mat with the fingertips. Exhale from the upper ribs, roll the body up off the ground. Inhale. Exhale, lower the thighs, lower the hips, lower the belly. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, roll the body up. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, roll the body up. Inhale. Exhale, lower the thighs, lower the hips, lower the belly. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, child's pose. Full inhale. Full exhale. Inhale onto your hands and your knees. Tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your right leg up behind you. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Bring your left knee down. Heel toe the right foot to the right. So both hands are on the inside of the right foot. Keep your right heel about in line with your right wrist. Turn the toes out so the heel is on the mat, the toes are off the mat, and then just roll onto the outer edge of the right foot. So if your hips are on the tighter side, then maybe this is where you stay. If you have some more space, then you can bring your forearms to the ground. It's important here, regardless of where your hands or forearms are, that the weight is moving forward towards the outer edge of the right foot, rather than hanging back in the left knee. And keep looking forward as well. In Bakasana, the arm balance we're working towards, there's a tendency to look straight down, which makes the balance much more challenging. So just get used to looking a little bit forward now, and it will serve you a little later in practice. A couple more breaths here. Sending the breath especially into any parts of the body that feel at all stuck, at all tight. Making friends with those places instead of just hating them all the time. One more inhale. Exhale, hands under your shoulders, tuck the back toes. Three-leg dog, inhale, lift the right leg back and up behind you. Exhale, bend the knee and open the hip. You can turn under the right arm a little bit as long as that doesn't create too much tension in the low back or the left shoulder. Keep both hands actively pressing down and forward. Inhale, straighten the right leg, square the hip. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Bring the left knee down. Again, bring your right hand to the inside of the right foot. And I recommend coming up onto the fingertips or maybe even having your block handy. Inhale, raise the left arm up. So you're in an open twist. Press your inner right knee and the upper right arm against each other. This is super key. So really feel that effort between the arm and the leg. So again, if you don't need the block, then you can bring your hand to the ground. My hips are pretty open. I still come up onto my fingertips because it allows me more space in the right side of the body. So just really press the upper right arm and the inner right knee against each other. One more inhale. Exhale, hands to either side of the front foot. Inhale, step back to plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your left leg up behind you. Exhale, step the left foot forward and bring your right knee down. Heel toe the left foot to the left, both hands to the inside of the left foot. Turn the left toes out now about 45 degrees, so the heel is on the mat, the ball of the foot is off the mat. Stay here, or as you're ready, bring your forearms down to the ground. So remember that your variation of this posture might look really different. You might barely roll onto the outer edge of the foot. You might have your hands up really high, even on blocks, and all of that is good. That's all okay. Don't get too hung up on making your pose look like the teacher's pose. Use what the teacher's doing as a blueprint, and then you do the posture in a way that suits your body. That's the only way we can make progress. So we just sort of teach ourselves over and over and over that, comparing ourselves to the way other people do things doesn't usually end up for the best. And in yoga, it very often ends up in injury. So just be where you are. Notice what happens in the mind as you resist the temptation to push farther than you should. One more inhale. Exhale, hands under your shoulders, tuck the back toes. Three-leg dog, inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Equal effort through the hands. Maybe you look under the left arm a little bit if that feels good to you. Big side body stretch. Inhale, straighten the left leg, square the hip. Exhale, step the left foot forward, bring your right knee down. Left hand to the inside of the left foot on your fingertips or on a block. Inhale, raise the right arm up. So now you're in this open twist on the other side. Press the top of the back foot down. Press the left arm and the left knee against each other. So you're getting this active opening in the inner left groin. You're strengthening some muscles that need to be strengthened. And you're also opening the inner groin, which is helpful for Bakasana. So a couple more breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale, hands to either side of the front foot, tuck the back toes. Inhale, step back to plank pose. This time, exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. And you're going to stack one hand on top of the other and bring your forehead on top of your hands. This next thing we're going to do is strengthening the glutes and the hamstrings. Most of us, when we lift the back leg, are going to want to lift it as high as possible, which is actually just getting into your low back, and it's not producing any good amount of strengthening. So what you really want to concentrate on for this is just the sensation that you get in your glute and the hamstrings. Don't worry at all about how high your leg comes up off the ground. So first, you want to bring your forehead down onto your hands, and you can wiggle your hips side to side. Make sure that your glutes are released to start. Keep the left leg very soft and engage the right leg, point the right toes. Without pressing your right hip down too much, without leaning to the right, and without lifting from your low back, just lift the right toes a couple inches off the mat. So you'll notice that I can go much higher than this, lifting my back leg, but this is the place that I go to in order to feel it only in my glute and hamstrings, rather than my low back doing the work. One more inhale. Exhale, lower the leg down. Relax the right leg completely. Engage the left leg, point the left toes. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Just a little bit. Just enough that you really feel the action in the left glute, the left hamstrings. Not leaning over to the left. Couple more breaths. And then lower down. One more time each side. Relax the left leg entirely. Engage the right leg. Inhale, lift the right leg off the mat. Really feel the action in the right glute. Like you're sucking the right glute and the right hamstrings to the bones that they attach to. Exhale, lower the right leg, release it. Engage the left leg. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Keep your eyes open as you do this, so you stay active and alert. And keep the low belly lifted in a little bit, so you're not tempted to push it down to lift higher. One more inhale. Exhale, lower the left leg. Inhale, hands under your shoulders. Tuck your toes under and engage the thighs to lift the knees. Exhale, press yourself up into plank pose. Inhale, plank. Hips back and up, downward facing dog. Exhale. Vinyasa if you'd like. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, locust or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Exhale, right knee, right tricep, really high. Inhale, extend, three-leg dog. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, extend. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Now slide your right knee to your right wrist. Exhale, lift it back up. Inhale, slide the right knee down. Exhale, lift it back up. Inhale, slide the right knee down. Exhale, lift it up. Three-leg dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Another breath here. Inhale, straighten the right leg, square the hip. Down dog, exhale. Inhale, raise your left leg up behind you. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, extend. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, extend. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Stay. Inhale, lower the knee down. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift it up. Three-leg dog, inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, straighten the left leg, square the hip. Down dog, exhale. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward and step through to your seat. Navasana. So lift your feet up off the ground. Extend your arms forward. And just start to feel that the low back is lifting in and up for now, okay? Just here for a few minutes, engaging not a few minutes, that would be a very long time, just a few breaths. Engaging the hip flexors here. And then Ardha Navasana. Lower the torso and thighs a few inches off the mat. And relax on your back for a moment. So we're gonna do Bakasana on our backs now. So even if you can't balance on your hands, later you can tell everybody that you've already done Bakasana. You just don't have to say it was on your back. But we're gonna start by extending the arms up towards the ceiling and then flex your wrists like you're gonna press your hands into the ceiling. Now bring your toes and heels together and spread your knees wide. Inhale here. Exhale, lift yourself up. And now bring your knees as high onto your triceps as you can. Imagine that you're pressing the ceiling away from you and press the knees against the arms. Resist that. Press the arms back against the inner knees. For 3, 2, 1. Take a break. Maybe circle the knees one way and then the other. Okay, and again, toes and heels together, knees wide. Reach the arms up, flex your wrists like you're pressing the hands into the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, lift yourself up and bring your knees as high onto your triceps as you can. Press the arms against the insides of the knees and resist that. Press the knees back against the insides of the arms. Press the ceiling away from you for 3, 2, 1. Relax. Just a couple calming breaths. Last time. Toes and heels together, knees wide. Reach your arms up. Flex your wrists like you're pressing your hands into the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, lift yourself up. Bring your knees to your triceps. Lift a little higher. Press the ceiling away. Press the knees against the arms and the arms against the knees for 3, 2, 1. Relax. And now you can rock and roll yourself forward and back, or roll onto one side and step back into downward facing dog. Optional vinyasa, just if you want it to wash it out. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your hands to the back of the mat. And now grab your block. So you're gonna use your block like a little perch, okay? We're gonna come into Bakasana a couple different ways. This is gonna be the first way. So use your block like a little perch, stand up on the block, I'm a tiny bit afraid of heights, so even this is a little scary to me. So you're up on the perch really high. Spread your knees really wide with your toes and heels together, just like while we were on our back. And now you want to put your hands on the mat, shoulders distance apart, a little bit out in front of you, so that you're able in a moment to rock forward onto the hands. Spread the fingers wide and grip the mat with the tips of the fingers, just like we practiced in cat pose, just like we practiced in down dog and in plank. And now lift your hips up super high. From here, bend the elbows back like chaturanga until the knees come onto the triceps. You can just stay here, looking out in front of you. Remember, looking down or back is going to make you fall forward, or fall back rather. So look out in front of you a little bit, and then maybe you just lift one foot, put it down, lift the other foot, put it down. Maybe you lift both feet off the block. Maybe not, but you just play, tapping and lifting. And then when you're ready, move the block away, come into an easy forward fold. Feet hips distance or a little bit wider. Grab your opposite elbows. Sway from side to side. Now stay exactly where you are. Bring your toes and heels together and bend your knees a lot so that your sits bones come to your heels. Again, keep your toes and heels together. Spread your knees really, really wide. So we're in that same shape that we've been practicing. Now I want you to take a moment just to fold forward here because it feels nice. Feels good in the back and in the spine. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. And you're going to, bring your hands to prayer in front of your heart to start. Now I want you to wrap your right tricep, the upper right arm, out in front of the right shin and keep the elbow wide out to the side. Plant your hand like shoulders distant or chaturanga width apart. And then on this side, same thing. Wrap your left tricep, the upper arm, outside the front of the shin, around the front of the shin. Keep the elbow wide. So my hands now are shoulders distance apart, but my elbows are wide. As I inhale, I'm going to lift my hips and draw my elbows back, okay? So as you lift your butt up, you're going to squeeze your elbows closer together. Now rock the weight forward on the toes. The elbows are bent like chaturanga. And again, you can just lift one foot, put it down. Lift the other foot, put it down, looking out in front of you for balance. Or maybe you lift both feet and feel that you're pressing the floor away. So the upper back is rounding like we practiced in the very beginning. The belly is hollowing to the spine. And when you're ready, feet to the floor. Again, easy forward fold. Just rocking side to side. And walk yourself back to downward facing dog. Last vinyasa if you want to. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, locust or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step through to your seat, and then lay down on your back. And just happy baby, so you can catch the inner edges of the heels or the outer edges of the feet, whatever feels more comfortable to you. Just rock right and left. Broadening the low back down. Stop in the center, release the feet. Hug the knees to the chest. Hug everything in tight, tight, tight. Knees to nose to knees. Seal your practice. Inhale. Exhale, relax on your back for Shavasana. Stay as long as you'd like here. Letting everything go. I hope you enjoyed that little Bakasana tutorial, and come back and visit anytime you need a little refresher. Thanks for being here with me. God bless. Namaste.